Welcome to the Well-Nourished Mother podcast. This is a show for women who desire a deeper, more mindful, and meaningful pregnancy, birth, and motherhood experience. In this space, we bring so much reverence to the rite of passage that is the maiden to mother journey. I'm your host, Lauren Fortuna Flock, founder of Nest and Nourish. I'm an ex-nurse turned birth worker, holistic nutritionist, and somatic coaching student with a fiery passion for birth prep and motherhood prep that blends the head and the heart. Join me for inspiring conversations with experts, mothers, and all-around badass wise women, exploring all the ways we can nourish ourselves, body, mind, and heart, in pregnancy, birth, and motherhood. This space will help you cultivate the knowledge, practices, and resources you need to be the most embodied, vibrant, authentic, intuitive, and well-nourished mother you deserve to be. So welcome. Let's do this. Okay, welcome back. This is episode 14 of The Well-Nourished Mother. Thank you so much for listening. So as the title suggests, today I'm going to be sharing all about somatic coaching, somatic work, my personal style of coaching, what it is, how it can help you. But first I wanted to share a little more about how I got into this work, how I found it, and how I use it personally. So I've shared a little about my story recently in another podcast where I was the guest. So I'll link that in the show notes if you want to hear more and learn more about me. It's definitely a fun episode and an amazing podcast. It's called the Crunchy Mom Club podcast with Erica Worth as the host. But so the links will be in the show notes, but I'll do the very short and sweet version here. So I was fired from my nursing job last year, almost exactly a year ago now, actually, because of COVID mandates. This and many other breadcrumbs along my journey led me to a birthwork program. I thought I was going to focus mainly on in-person birth support and postpartum support. I was really deep into thinking about how to help women prepare for birth when I realized that it was all just so cognitive. It was all so knowledge-based. So much learning about how the body works, how does birth work, the hormones, all of that. But we birth with our bodies, not with our heads. So I noticed this really big gap, this really big need for mind-body connection, especially in birth and more so in motherhood in general. Things that come up a lot in the birth world, like voicing your needs, setting boundaries. I just knew that there were deeper reasons why some women find this so difficult, and that it extends past just birth into motherhood. And it's those deeper layers that I was and am so interested in. So this led me down this path of exploring more mind-body connection modalities, and truly, somatic work found me. I really wish I had found this work before my own birth, before pregnancy even, as a way to really connect with myself, to increase my self-trust, to heal some of the conditioning around being a good girl, to heal some of my own patterns of avoidance. So while I was training to become a somatic coach, I was embodying the work of the course, and still am, of course. And the first half of the program was all about just embodying this and experiencing it and healing ourselves. And I can say that I personally have worked through my own deep fear. I shouldn't say worked through. I continue to work through. I don't think we heal things and they're gone and done. But I've personally felt through my own deep fear of being seen, of using my voice, this blocked throat chakra shit that's plagued me for so long. And I mean, this podcast is the evidence that I have come so far with all of this, and I fully credit it to somatic coaching and the nervous system work within that. I use somatic tools like breath work almost every day as a mother to help regulate. I'm so tuned into my intuition, and I trust it so deeply because of this work that I don't struggle with decision making for my family or my child. So anyways, that's just a really, really quick and dirty little summary of how I got here. So from birth work to realizing there was this gap, this need missing, to becoming a somatic coach. And now I'm shifting to having that be my main focus. I'm a somatic coach for mothers, and I will eventually have birth preparation and other pregnancy, birth-related offers, as well as offers and tools and things for mothers in general. So now, let's shift into what the heck is somatic coaching. So while somatic experiencing, all of these words are becoming much more popular, more widespread, I do know that there's still some confusion about what this is. There's still, of course, some people who have no idea what this is, what it means and how it can help you. So that is what I will be sharing with you here today. What somatic coaching is and what my style specifically looks like. Honestly, it's taken me so long to figure out how I wanted to describe this, how to present it in this episode. I had such a hard time for so long explaining what it is to people. So I'm really excited that I think I've finally figured it out. And honestly, I've been in like almost a freeze response for the last week or so, procrastinating this episode and putting it off, not feeling ready, worrying about making it perfect. All of my old stories, old patterns, and all I did this time was let it be. I tried not to judge it. I let the wave flow through, and I'm finally coming out the other end. So, reminder, healing and growth and self-development is not linear. You don't just become healed one day. You increase your capacity to feel. Let me try that again. You increase your capacity to feel through these things, to respond differently, to cope. So here we are. So let's start with the basics. What does somatic mean? Somatic comes from the Greek word soma, which means the body. So somatic means of the body, especially separate from the mind. So if we were to separate the mind and the body, somatic means the body, or it means being in dialogue with the body. Now, there are tons of different modalities and styles of working with the body on this somatic level. There's somatic experiencing, there's somatic therapy, there's somatic coaching, there's breathwork, and under all of those umbrellas are tons of different styles and areas of thought. But the one thing that's the same through them all is that there's this, what we call bottom-up approach. So when you think of mindset coaching or most talk therapy out there, it's very mind-based, very cognitive. You start in the mind, you start by thinking about whatever it is you're struggling with, and you dissect it, you talk about it, you tell stories about it, you try to reason and make sense of it from this cognitive level, this top-down approach. And sometimes with mindset work, you think you've cracked the code and shifted your mindset about something, but then you end up right back in a similar position and you find yourself reacting the same way you always have. Because what these top-down modalities tend to sometimes leave out is the connection our bodies have with our nervous systems. And you can't think your way out of a dysregulated nervous system. So with the various somatic-based coaching styles, we go in from the bottom up, from the body first. We focus on nervous system health. We learn to connect the knowledge of the mind with the wisdom of the body. So it's in essence a mind-body approach. We're activating more than just our thought patterns. We're getting in touch with the sensations and perceptions and emotions and felt sense of your body. Instead of focusing on beliefs and behaviors and thought patterns, we get curious about what your body is trying to communicate. And by getting curious, we might identify a need, a pattern, an activation, a feeling that needs attention that's underlying those behaviors or beliefs or thoughts. We live in a culture that overvalues the mind, the cognitive, the analytical. Most of us are walking around as these floating heads, numb to our bodies and the connection between emotion and sensation and intuition. All of these things live in the body. And for some of us, this disconnection is because of trauma, past trauma that has led us to fear our bodies. So we dissociate from them. We live up in our heads because it feels safer to do so. So this idea of embodiment, which is definitely another kind of buzzword right now. And there's many like true definitions of this word, but in the coaching world, in this context, all embodiment means is that we're connecting the mind and the body. We're manifesting. We're making each part of our true self real and tangible and visible. And we're living from this place of presence. We're not living only up in our heads and letting our anxieties and stories and worries run the show. So if most people are living up in their heads, thinking and judging and trying to reason through life with protective mechanisms online and clouding who we really are, then an embodied woman would be the opposite. They're living with all of their senses online. They're letting their emotions flow freely, but not getting hijacked by them. They're in tune with the present moment, in tune with what's happening in their own body in response to their environment and the situations that they find themselves in, the relationships they find themselves in. So embodiment to me is authenticity, living from your truest version of self, not clouded by all of the limiting beliefs and protective mechanisms and fears that we've built up over time, the conditioning. When we can move through and heal the parts of us that have been caught in pattern, frozen in time, held in a trauma response, we can create lasting change and liberation. And this to me is true embodiment. So embodiment is about feeling at home in your own body, and somatic coaching is one tool, one modality to help you become more embodied. So somatic coaching, somatics, embodiment, it's all about personal growth and evolution, self-discovery, and healing. Through my own personal style of somatic coaching, I like to say that I help you gain insights into yourself, but really I'm just the guide. I'm the one just offering suggestions, leading you down a path, utilizing my toolkit of frameworks and practices and knowledge, but you are doing the work. The wisdom is coming from you. By connecting to the body and the wisdom it holds, we can gain greater insight into ourselves and create lasting change and truly heal. Somatic coaching helps you feel into, connect with, and slowly start to heal any patterns or distortions or mindset issues, core beliefs, or any area that feels sticky or stuck. It can help you begin to untangle your limiting beliefs. So, for example, you can't mindset your way through a felt experience of feeling like I'm not good enough, of being scared to share your voice. So this stuff lives in the body, and this bottom-up somatic approach truly helps you connect with the parts of you, the frozen in time pieces that are creating those experiences and beliefs for you. So your body is your greatest tool for transformation, and true transformation happens in the body with this bottom-up approach. I like to say that somatic coaching helps you learn the language of your body and translate that language into lasting transformation. It helps you connect to your emotions and intuition. It helps you come home to yourself. It's a remembering of who you are at the core under the stories, the patterns, and the conditioning that helps keep you small. It's based on this idea that the way we behave, the way we move through the world and perceive the world and our own self-concept has been created over time, shaped over time by our environment, our experiences. Sometimes we've had unmet needs as a very young child that required your nervous system, your psyche, your mind, and your body to create these patterns of survival to keep you safe. But now that you're an adult, a mindful, conscious adult who wants to heal and maybe move past certain limited ways of being, somatic coaching can help you heal those parts, integrate those parts, and meet those needs in a new, healthy way so you can evolve, level up, become the whole, thriving, vibrant person you're meant to be. Somatic coaching helps develop greater self-awareness, improve emotional regulation. It can increase your emotional well-being and resilience by slowly taking sips, little sips, of what a felt sense of safety feels like in your body. It can enhance self-image, help you work through, or better yet, feel through relational issues, and so much more. It helps you tap into your intuition, your inner knowing, by settling the mind and the protective mechanisms that might cloud your ability to see, hear, or feel it. Feelings aren't very reliable. They're fleeting. Intuition, however, true intuition is rock solid. But we have to release the mind and drop into our bodies to access that wisdom. And I think this part in particular is so important for mothers, being able to access our intuition, to have self-trust, so you can make embodied, intuitive decisions for your children, your family is so important. It helps you mother with deep confidence and ease. So now I'd like to shift more into my own personal style of somatic coaching, because like I said, every single person who calls themselves a coach, a somatic coach, an embodiment coach, whatever the title, it's going to look a little different practitioner to practitioner. So my style of coaching is very energetic based, very intuitively led. There's a huge focus on subtle energy and me like mapping your system by observing you and feeling your energy shifts and changes throughout the session. So
my coaching sessions, and I'm still figuring out, to be honest, if coaching is the right term for me, because these sessions, they're honestly kind of hard to describe. They need to be experienced. They're almost more of a journey and experience. In a lot of ways, I'm more of a facilitator of the experience, and you are helping to co-create the session. So coach, facilitator, guide, one of those, or all of those. I don't know, but I'll continue with coach for now. So I weave together many different tools and skills and principles like movement, breath, sound to help guide you inward and connect with your felt sense and your intuition. I blend inner child work, internal family systems, guided journeying, meditation, and this is all done from a trauma-aware approach. In our sessions, we follow the nuance of your body, of your energetic system. So that's why I like to say they're co-created sessions, because I can't really prepare for them. I don't have an outline of what we're going to do or focus on. It's all led by you and your body and what's present and alive for you during our session, all while being lovingly guided by me. So you don't have to be familiar with any of this to benefit from this work. So there's no power dynamic. I'm not the one with the answers. You are. Your body holds that wisdom, and I just help facilitate an experience that helps you connect with that wisdom. So the body keeps the score, but the body also holds the healing too. Your body holds the medicine you need. So in these sessions, we're exploring present moment experiences, sensations, perceptions, connected with wounded parts, practicing movement, breath, or sound to move or shift energy. We, of course, include the mind. The mind can tell us where to go, but the majority of the work is done in the body, in the felt sense. So like 80% somatic, 20% cognitive. And my favorite reminder is that all of you is welcome in these sessions. All pieces, all parts, all of you is welcome here. I create a container that allows you to unfurl, to shed your masks and your conditioning, to explore and play and discover your truest self through a lens of self-compassion and curiosity. I guide you from your head to your heart, from the grip of your mind and the stories and narratives down into your body to the felt sense where so much wisdom is stored, waiting to be listened to. It's incredible what comes through when we give the body the space, love, and time to speak and share its wisdom. Your body holds the wisdom your mind is searching for. She knows. What you need to heal is already within you. No need to outsource to someone else to tell you. I will always guide you back home to yourself. You are your greatest tool for healing and growth. Okay, so what does a typical session look like? So we start by checking in, getting all of the cognitive stuff out of the way, unloading whatever needs to be said. I might introduce concepts or review from a previous session if there was one. You can rant and rave and debrief whatever's happening for you. Then I like to lead you through a drop-in experience to help you connect with the present moment, to kind of detach from the mind and go deep into the body. So this might include guided meditation, breathwork, movement, whatever you're needing to connect with your body. So it's created on the fly, intuitively by me as I tune into your system. And the big thing here is that you have autonomy in these sessions. Of course, everything I offer is a suggestion, and you get to decide what's best for you. We get to titrate your experience, meaning we get to move as slowly or quickly as you need to feel safe while also gently expanding your edges. So from here, if you have an intention for the session, we start there, but we really just drop into your body. We might bring awareness to any sensations or areas of tension. And from there, I use my toolkit of practices, frameworks, concepts, tools, and skills to help guide you to exploring and healing your system. We get creative, we play, we explore. It's really quite vast, and there's so many different directions we can go. My goal really in these sessions is for you to feel safe, held, heard, and loved. My favorite feedback from one of my clients after a session ended was that like hypnosis or something? Because this person was just so tapped into their own system, to their own body, And they were speaking from this place of power, of intuition, and they had such beautiful breakthroughs and realization. And they left with this feeling of deep confidence that they felt like I had hypnotized them or something. We like to call that being in the pocket, when you're just so deep in your body, tapped in and getting all the juicy benefits. So these sessions really are so hard to describe and put into words for me. They truly need to be experienced. So really, in these sessions, you get to be lovingly guided by another. You get to co-regulate with another healthy nervous system, and you get to learn the language of your body. You deepen your relationship to self while being held and guided by another. The more we feel and embody connection with ourselves, the more we can feel alive. We can build our capacity for aliveness, to thrive. We can build our capacity, to thrive. The more we feel alive, the more we feel whole, the more we are going to connect with everyone around us differently, our partners, our friends, our children, the world. It's deep work, but it's also playful. So there it is. I think that's all I have to say for now. I hope this helps explain this just a little bit more. If you're interested in a session, or if you have any questions at all, please reach out on Instagram at Nest and Nourish, or email me at lauren@nestandnourish.ca. All right, that's it for today. I'll see you next time.